In the meantime, a New Jersey woman's First Amendment fight grabbing national attention. Eileen Hart charged with making terroristic threats after allegedly quoting the Constitution as she argued against having her property taxes doubled. Trace Gallagher has her story. Trace.
Eileen Hart, by the way, is an Orthodox Jew and says that her religion prevents her from allowing a man in her house while her husband's at work, so she wouldn't let the appraiser hired by the county in to assess her property. And a couple of days later, she gets a note from the county that her property taxes have now doubled because her property value has doubled. Well, wondering how that's possible in a down economy, she goes to a local meeting to protest the decision along with her 7-year-old daughter, who you see there, and her husband. Mrs. Hart begins reading from the Constitution. The county assessor and the appraiser hired by the county tell her to stop. As she and her family are leaving the meeting, Eileen Hart admits that she called the appraiser, quote, a pencil pusher. She says he was irate, that followed her out in the parking lot, took her license plate number, and called the cops. When the Harts got home, the cops were waiting, claiming that Mrs. Hart threatened to come back and shoot up the county building. She was arrested and charged with terroristic threats. Here she is. Listen.
I never made a threat. I never used the word gun. I never spoke of the word gun in a sentence. I never said Second Amendment. The focus was on my Fourth Amendment private property rights and the dispute against the property assessment.
Keep in mind, there were others at this meeting, but apparently only the appraiser hired by the county heard the threat. We contacted the county. They gave us the statement saying, quoting here, the county assessor has never experienced this type of extreme behavior from a taxpayer. The police were notified because the ASI representative, that's the appraiser, perceived the resident's statements as a threat. But police made her give up her weapons after that, right? All her weapons, saying that if she didn't, her bail would go up. We contacted the county again asking, did anybody else in the meeting hear this threat? And they said, you got to talk to the cops. Cops aren't commenting. And right now it seems to be this appraiser's word against Mrs. Hart's word about this charge, Megan.
Wow. All right, Trace. Thank you.